session, I would like to just tell you please keep yourselves on mute during the entire session so that our speakers are not disturbed. Also, if you have any questions that you want to ask our director, Kamal sir, please drop in your questions into the chat box. We will try to accommodate as many questions as we can. Also, please change your display names if you haven't already so that we can identify you. If you are a Rotaractor, please add RTR on your display name. And the most important, make sure you learn as much as you can from the session. Wait for a little while, we'll begin the session exactly as it is. Once again, welcome everyone. Just joined in, I welcome you again, and I'll just repeat the instructions before we begin. Please keep yourselves on mute during the entire session so that our speakers are not disturbed. Secondly, keep dropping in questions for our speaker. We will try to accommodate as many questions as we can. Also, please change your display name so that we are able to identify you. And if you are a Rotaract, please add RTR on your display name. And the most important is try to learn as much as you can from this session. Just a few minutes more and we'll start the session. Thank you so much for your patience. I would also like to extend a welcome to our District Governor of Nigeria amongst us, Idioma Paul. We welcome you, ma'am. All right. So here is the time when we can begin our session. Before beginning the session, once again, I'll just reread the instructions so that everybody who has joined late are aware about them. Please keep yourselves on mute so that our speaker is not disturbed during the session. Keep dropping in your questions, anything you want to know about Rotary or Rotaract. We will try to accommodate as many questions as we can. Also, please change your display name so that we can identify you. If you are a Rotaractor, please mention RTR in front of your names. And the most important, make sure you learn as much as you can from this session. If your actions inspire others to dream more, do more, learn more, and become more, you are a leader. And once you become a part of the Rotary family, you become a leader. Respected dignitaries and my fellow Rotaractors and non-Rotaractors, I welcome you to Aarambh, the Global Rotaract Conference. This session is indeed an opportunity for all Rotaractors and the non-Rotaractors to know the community better, because the session is all about know more about Rotary and Rotaract. Please join me in offering a very warm welcome to our chief guest for this session, Rotarian Kamal Sanghvi, sir. We welcome you, sir. Thank you so much for giving us your precious time. Before we move ahead into the session, I would like to make a small appeal. As you all know, we are very close to ending polio, and we have to make sure that no child is disabled by polio ever again. Remember, every penny fills the jar, so do not hesitate while donating. You will find the donation details in the chat box, or you can visit the company, or you can visit the club website www.rotaraclubofnoidayouth.org for more details. Please donate wholeheartedly so that we complete our mission. We have been privileged and honored to have Rotarian Kamal sir with us. He joined Rotary in 1991 and has served as a training leader, Chair Rotary Institute, Rotary International Committee member, President's representative, and in numerous other capacities. He helped establish 28 vocational training centers for women and coordinated 11 polio corrective surgery camps that treated thousands of patients. He says one of his proudest achievements was leading a Rotary initiative that helped 200 Pakistani children get heart surgeries in India. He has received the Service Above Self Award and the Rotary Foundation citation for his service, and is also a Distinguished Service Award holder. Also, his wife Sonal, who is also a Rotarian, are major donors and Bequest Society members. So we look forward to learn as much as we can from you. So, as young leaders, we often juggle between our professions and community. All of us really want to know, what is your secret mantra to keep the balance so well?
Early to rise and early to bed makes a Rotarian worthwhile. So the mantra is that get up early at 6 o'clock, do your Rotary work, and then you can, juggle between the professional work, because professional starts after 9 o'clock in the morning. So you do your Rotary work before and then at the end. That's just on the lighter note. I always believe that the busiest people are the ones who are the most organized. It's a myth when you say that I don't have time, I'm too hard pressed with time, but I always believe that it's the busiest people. People who are really busy are really organized, and you need to organize your time. And if you have the resolve to do something, you will find the time for it. You will find your time, you'll find a balance between, and I think every Rotarian has three most important things. First is your vocation, family, vocation, family, and then Rotary. I always believe in that. And the order could be family, vocation, and Rotary, or vocation, Rotary, and rotation, family, and Rotary. So, and we also do not believe in full-time Rotractors and Rotarians. You don't have to be a full-time Rotractor or Rotarian. So, you definitely can find time to do the good work which you have joined this organization for. Yeah.
So we would love to know about your Rotary journey. How did you start, and who introduced you to this beautiful community, and how did the story begin?
Rotary was for me, it was just something which just had to happen because my father was a Rotarian. And so when I shifted back I used to work in Bombay, and then because my father had a heart attack, so I had to shift back to my hometown, that is Dhanbad, and in Jharkhand. Okay. Jharkhand being a small town, and then my father was a club member of Rotary Club of Dhanbad, and then, everyone, all the prominent families were members of Rotary Club of Dhanbad. So for me, it was like, just had to happen. But I joined Rotary not for service. I joined Rotary more for fun and for fellowship and enjoying myself and for socializing. Basically, it was a socializing for me and meeting people. And being a small town, everyone knew each other. So it was good fun, coming, meeting, having dinners, doing some bit of carnivals and social activities and car rallies. And of course, with that, we used to do a bit of social activity. But that was the least priority to me. But then things do change, Sometimes some moments come in your life and then everything changes. And I also had my moment. I joined in 1991 in July. And then in the middle of December, which was extremely chilling cold at about 2 degrees centigrade. And then my father in the evening at about 8 o'clock told me, "Come, Kamal, we need to go for an eye camp."
Okay.
And as reluctant as I was, I said, "No, Dad, I don't want to go for no eye camp. I'm going to stay at home and it's cold and I'm going to probably watch TV or something like that." And then, as any Indian child would succumb to the father's demands. And he said, "No, you need to go with me." So I said, okay. Reluctantly, I went for the eye camp, and there were about 400 patients being operated in the eye camp. In those days, the eye camps used to take place in schools and colleges and dharamshalas and not in hospitals. So I went there in this eye camp, absolutely cursing my dad to glory that, you've taken me off, and in this chilling cold, why are you taking me there? When we reached the eye camp, he went about doing his business because he was the chairman of the eye camp. And I just sat down on one of those chairs or the tables which had some chairs around that, and I sat down there. And when I sat down, some people came and wished me. Being the chairman's son and a small town privileges, so people do recognize you, and then people started coming and wishing me. When they were wishing me, there was this old couple sitting on the floor. That was Dashrath and Sita. They were haggard. They hardly had any clothes on them. They didn't have any footwear. Their feet were naked, and they were shivering, absolutely shivering in that cold, with hardly anything to eat and absolutely haggard. When they saw me, both of them came to me and said, "Sir, can you admit us in this facility for the operation?" And then I said, "Of course, sure, why not? You have come, this is the facility for people who need eye surgeries." And then I called on to the doctor. So one of the doctors did come, and I told them and I requested them that, "Why don't you admit Sita and Dashrath?" And the doctors looked at both of them and told me, "Kamal, they can't be admitted because their eyes are beyond repair." They were about 80 years old. Both of them were about 75 to 80 years, between 80 years old. So then I told both of them that, "No, you cannot be admitted. I'm sorry, because your eyes are beyond repair." But they both kept on insisting to me that, "No, please get us admitted in this facility. Does not matter. Just get us admitted. Do anything with us, but just get us admitted into this facility." I was absolutely shaken up. I said, "Why would anyone want to be, admitted in a facility like this?" And then what transpired after that is what changed me. When I inquired with both of them is, "Why you want to be admitted at this facility at any cost?" So then they said, "Sir, if you admit us in this facility, we will get food for 5 days, both of us. We have walked nearly 20 miles to come to this camp. We don't have food at home. So if you admit us, we will get food for 7 days at a stretch, 3 meals a day. A meal in those days would have costed not more than 10 rupees per person. So if you talk about 30 rupees into 260 into 10 for 600 rupees, they were willing to get operated. They were willing just take our eyes out, do anything with us, but just get us admitted in this operation for want of food." It didn't end with that. Then I said, "Okay, I'll give you the food." And then they said, "No, sir, admit us in this hospital, because at the end of the camp, each one of us, both of us will get one blanket each. For every patient got a free blanket. A blanket in those days used to cost 60 to 70 rupees. So at a cost of another 120 rupees and 600 for food, that's 720 rupees, these two people were willing to get operated. And they said, "Sir, if you get us admitted, when we get this blanket, we will go back home with our blankets, because our house does not, our roof is leaking, it's extremely cold, and our grandchildren cannot sleep the whole night. So if you give us these two blankets, we will be able to put our grandchildren to sleep, which otherwise they cannot." And that really shook me up. And then I became a Rotarian from Rhino that day. Rotarian in name only. Rhino is a Rotarian in name only. I changed, and I realized that there is more to do in the world, because at a want of nearly about 500 to 600 rupees, two human beings are willing to get operated just for the heck of it. And I said, things have to change. And that started my journey in Rotary. And it is that day my religion changed into humanity. And it is that day when I said, no, things have to change, and change has to begin from me. So that's the day when Gandhiji once said, "Be the change you want in the world." That was the change. That was the day when change came into my life. And I try to live up and try to do as much possible as I can on my journey in service in Rotary. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm completely speechless, and I mean, I'm just shocked by listening to the story that you just shared with us. I cannot imagine the kind of, the feelings you would have had experiencing the whole thing just by listening to it. I mean, I have goosebumps. I just don't know what to say next. I'm so shocked. Uh, so during this entire journey, I'm sure you must have experienced a lot of other things like this, where you must have noticed that Rotary is more about doing for the community. As young Rotaractors, when we begin the journey, what is your advice to us? What should be our approach, and how should we take this journey forward when we join Rotaract?
You know, Rotaract gives you tremendous opportunity. It not only gives you opportunity to serve, Rotaract gives you the opportunity to become great and better leaders of the community. It will give you opportunities to follow your dreams. It will give
Yes,
you
sir.
opportunities to dream big. It will
Yes,
give
sir.
you opportunities to think out of the box. It will give you opportunity to do some extraordinary work, because we are ordinary human beings.
Yes, sir.
But Rotaract, of course, now Rotaract and Rotary will give you an opportunity to become extraordinary human beings by doing extraordinary work. You know, some people say, what extraordinary work? You know, giving food to the hungry. You know, if you ask that hungry person, what did that food mean to him? For him, that is the world's best piece. So if as a Rotractor, even if you are feeding the hungry, you are doing some extraordinary work. You are doing miracles. You know, you will have the opportunity to create miracles every day.
Yes,
Miracles
sir.
of service. You probably will be ending up giving sight to the blind, food to the hungry, foot to the lame, sight to the blind, home to the homeless. You will have this opportunity to do this. And in this, you know what will happen to each one of you? Not only will you be blessed, you will be blessed, your soul will be blessed, your mind will also be blessed. And when you do
Yes, sir.
something good for the other, when you do something good for the other, you know what, it blesses your soul. And that's why, you know, in India, we have these, in Asian countries, we have this concept. I remember in my time when I used to sit down for food, when I was of your age, used to come back from school, and when I used to sit for lunch with my grandfather, the first thing he would do is tell, okay, beta, before we eat food, these are 2 chapatis, go and give it to a poor person, and then we will start eating our food. In most of the households, this was the norms. We have stopped doing that.
Yes, sir.
Most of us have stopped. You know, the cost of those 2 chapatis or 2 breads would not be even more than 5 rupees, would be probably what, 1 cent. In American terms, it would be costing 1 cent or 2 cents or 3 cents. But you know what? That was not important. Giving that food to the hungry is not important. What was important is that our parents wanted to inculcate a habit of giving in us. That
Yes,
every
sir.
time you do something in the morning, you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, it is our job. It is our job to make somebody, at least make one person happy every day. And
Yes, sir.
this is what I feel you Rotractors should learn. And the second thing I want is all you Rotractors are extremely, you know, you're extremely knowledgeable. Each one of you is an expert. Each one of you is a leader in the making. Each one of you is extremely excited and in hurry. You know, I see my children, my 2 kids, they are in extreme hurry to reach wherever they want to. But in this journey, I want each one of you to be sensitive, sensitive to other people's thought process. Respect other people's thought process across the world. Because when you respect other people's thought processes, that is the building of peace across the world. So be sensitive, always listen. Be a good listener to listen to other people's thought process. It does not matter. And I also want each one of you, you don't have to be right all the time in the world. It does not matter. Sometimes if other people have different opinion than yours in certain issues, respect their opinion. For global peace, it is important that we respect everyone's opinion across the world, because then only the world will live at peace with itself. So do that, each one of you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. I think you've given the two most, like we say it in Hindi, Ramban, for leading our lives, being sensitive to everybody in every situation, and learning the art of giving. I think that's the most important. Whether if we are in the Rotary community or not, that's, I think, the secret mantra of life. So you've
Yes.
given like our Ramban today to all the Rotaractors. I hope they take it with them. And with this, we would like to ask you that Are there any projects that you would like to suggest us, some major projects that Rotary is focusing on or Rotaract could take up to make the community a better place? Some ideas or projects that have not been worked upon or are very slowly, gradually moving and could be fast paced? We
So,
would.
invariably, of course, the principal project which I want each Rotractors to get involved in is our corporate program of ending polio.
Yes,
We are
sir.
this close, and there is no greater joy in the world than to finishing the race. So finish
Yes,
that
sir.
race. I want each one of you to give your bit to end polio. First and foremost, every Rotractor should work for ending polio across the world in whichever way you can, but give in your time, energy, money, whatever way, vocation, anything which you want to do, please give in your bit to ending polio across the world. That is number one.
Yes, sir.
Number two, invariably we are trying now to think that after polio, what? What is that one thing which will bind the entire world together and Rotary together? According to me, there are different needs in different cities, different countries, different continents. So what, for us, literacy is a big need in India, but in Netherlands, literacy is not a big need because everyone is literate there. They have school, colleges, they have everything made, ready-made for them.
Yes, sir.
But for us, even one small school is a big need. Similarly, for somebody in Africa, water may be a big need. Having water in those desert areas, in the jungle areas would be a big need. So needs vary from place to place, person to person. But yes, there's one thing which I think will bind all of us together, and I want each one of you, Rotractor, to be the exponent of the new area of focus, that is environment. I think that affects each and every one of us across the world. Of course, environment means different things to different people at the different parts of the world. For us, it may be water. For somebody, it may be air pollution. For a third person, it may be waste dump yards. Anything. It could be, in US, probably Rotractors would need to work on electronic waste. In India, electronic waste is not important. Normal waste is important, right? But in
Yes,
US, it could be electronic waste. So, but all said and done, I think we need to be extremely sensitive to the needs of the world's environment issues. I think each one of you need to take up something to do with environment. And I know you guys are very excited about working for the environment because that excites. And that is one reason why Rotary took it up. Adding one more area of focus because the younger generation all want to work for the environment. And we are pledged to the world that when we enter this world, we will leave the world a better place to live in than what we lived in. And that should be the pledge of every Rotractor. Leave the world a better place to live in than what you inherited it as. Okay? So I think environment is something which I would want each one of you to work on.
yes, sir. So also, since you were talking about opportunities, we realized that Rotary brings opportunities. That is the theme for the year 2020 and 21. So what kind of opportunities can we look forward to as students and professionals as a part of the community?
Oh, this is tough times. The world
Yes,
has been
sir.
brought to its knees. People think differently. People are acting differently. People even have started living differently, and you have started communicating. Look at this wonderful communication you have today.
Yes,
You have
sir.
people from all over the world onto this Zoom platform. You can talk to me. You can ask me questions. You can look at me. We can look at each other and smile and enjoy each other's fellowship and friendship and
Yes, sir.
exchange knowledge, exchange notes. So these are these are tough times. Also, these are wonderful times for new opportunities. I think these are the time each one of you intelligent lot, you need to think out of the box. Businesses are not going to be the same.
Yes,
The
I think.
lifespan of businesses are going to change. Let me tell you, you will be lucky that if you are doing business and it would last more than 5 years now. Because I feel businesses are going to be taken over. Things are rapidly changing. Rapidly. I mean, I have seen in this last 3 months, I have addressed nearly about 308, 40 meetings in the last 3 months. covering probably I've addressed nothing less than about 7 to 8,000 Rotarians in the last 3 months. This is unbelievable. I could never even think in my life that I'm addressing today in Australia, tomorrow in South America, third day in Africa, fourth day in Norway. And I'm talking to people, and I've learned so much in this last 3 months, which I have never learned in this last 58 years of my life. This 3 months, my knowledge has increased much more than what I could have done in the last 58 years of my life. Now that you know my age, okay, don't call me uncle, all right? Okay.
No,
but yes, these are opportunities. And when the
yes,
going
sir.
gets tough, the tough get going.
Yes,
And let
sir.
me tell you, you know what? For you Rotractors, I think Rotractors, my definition of Rotractors are Rotarians in action.
Yes,
That
sir.
is a Rotractor. You guys are each one of you is a powerhouse. So I want each one of you to unleash your power. And before you do that, it is important that you understand yourself. First, visit yourself. Understand your values, understand your gratitude, understand your thought processes, understand your flaws. When you've understood yourself in totality. And when you've understood yourself in totality, it is that time when you can go and make a difference in the world. We
Yes.
have this Nishchal Pandey here, you know, this man. Can you see this man waving?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I've
Now,
worked.
when you talk about opportunities, he looks for opportunities every day in the morning. He runs around. He goes onto the street and picks up any kid which he finds on the streets and goes and operates him. Operates that kid, gives him a new leash of life. He's one of the guys who've done the largest number of heart surgeries in the world. So opportunities is something which you need to go and look for it. It's not going to come sitting when you're sitting in your warm houses and sitting in your homes. You have to go out into the uncharted territories of the world. Then only the world will become a better place to live in. So find opportunities, anything which excites you. Let your dreams, I want each one of you to dream big. You already have wings. Let your dreams fly on that wings. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of failing. Just go out there and do something. Failure is going to be there. It's a reality in life. Don't worry about it. But when you fail, and I always believe, I never fail. I always win or I always learn. There are two things. I never ever fail. मैं कभी भी हारता नहीं. मैं या तो जीतता हूँ और या तो सीखता हूँ. And I want each one of you to do that. Always be a learner in your life, and then opportunities will definitely come.
Sir, that is such a great teaching. I'm sure that this session is highly packed, and all the Rotractors are going to go very charged and full of enthusiasm and knowledge. And I mean, I'm just overwhelmed talking to you. It's a privilege for me to, be the MOC for this session and interacting with you. I feel really privileged and honored. So we have a question from a Rotaractor. He's asking that since we were talking about the new area of Rotary, that is environment, what are the some of projects that Rotary is planning to take up? Like, are some projects being planned or undertaken related to environment? How does Rotary plan to focus on this new area?
No, there are no fixed rules or project. We leave it to the Rotarians in each, like I said, the needs in every country, every continent, every city is different. Yes, but definitely we're going to give a big push to environment issues. And since it's the new area of focus, we are also, learning, we are building up, assimilating knowledge from across the world, trying to come up something which will bind us together. Frankly speaking, no, we've not come out with a common agenda. At the moment, it's an agenda which is country specific, city specific, town specific. Do whichever way you can, cleaning the beach, cleaning the streets, cleaning dump yards, making sure that people are aware, making sure that they don't waste water, making sure they don't pollute water, different formats of things, making sure that you don't pollute the air, be environment friendly, make sure that you share the car, don't try to go from the same house in 3 different cars. Maybe you can come up with carpool that will bring down the pollution. Different methods. I mean, different things you can try. Anything which you think is good for your city.
So basically, to sum it up, this new area is open to opportunities, like you
Yes.
said.
Yeah.
So we have one more question. This Rotaractor is asking that recently Rotary and Toastmasters have had an alliance. So how does this alliance work? And I mean, how has it been working until now? If you could provide your perspective on this, the alliance between Rotary and Toastmasters.
Okay. Yeah. This is very interesting. Toastmasters is an organization like ours, but a much smaller organization than Rotary. But they have an expertise on speaking. They have an expertise on giving speaking skills, leadership skills to their members. So anybody who wants to become a good leader or a good speaker, many of them join Toastmasters because they are experts at that. So what we thought is this is the right thing to do is that when we were thinking that making Rotaractors from a program into a member organization, so Rotaractors now no more are a program of Rotary International. You are the heart of Rotary International. You are the member of Rotary International. Okay, we are this big body of Rotary, and Rotaractors are here. That's Rotaract. Okay, okay. So now we need to look after our heart. We need to take care of our hearts. We need to make sure that the heart functions beautifully. All right. So then we realized that Toastmaster was the right organization which would impart the skills of communication to each Rotaractor. So we are now come up with that, and they will conduct these skills, communication skills, leadership skills to each, and they will conduct these classes with Rotaractors and will make you more productive, more relevant in this today's world, and probably give you the opportunity to excel. So this is the tie-up which we've had with Toastmaster, and this has now started to mature. Shortly, it will start maturing in all the Rotaract clubs across the world.
Okay, so till now, this alliance has not been practically implemented in all Rotaract clubs. It is still under formulation. Once it
No,
happens,
it has started application, but we are doing in graded manner. It has started.
okay,
Some of the places it has started. Sample things have been taking place. But I think shortly, give it another 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and I think it will then just start with every club. You could get it done in your Rotaract club. You could contact the nearest Toastmaster club. They will come and do things and probably help you guys do things. Okay.
thank you so much, sir. So also now I would like if you could just guide us, whatever you think, I mean, should be our like secret mantra of the entire community or our life in general. Like from your perspective, any concluding?
Okay. So I tell this story, I think probably one or two of you heard it, but at the cost of repeating, I said, let me repeat it again. Some of you may have heard it because I think probably this is the 14th or 15th Rotaract meeting I'm addressing in the last 2 months. So at the cost of repeating, let me just say it again. Whenever you go to the jungle with your parents, many of you have been to the jungle with your parents, and then when we go and the parents will invariably ask us as a kid, okay, bacha, which is the biggest animal in the world? As soon as you enter the jungle, they test our knowledge, right? Parents always, or elder brother will test your knowledge and will say, which is the biggest animal in the world? And promptly you will say it's the elephant. Okay, very proudly you will say it's elephant. Then the next question will come, which is the tallest animal in the world? And then you will promptly say it's the giraffe. It's promptly you'll say giraffe. And I think Pearl is here from the giraffe country. So Pearl will say that it is the giraffe. Okay, thank you. So then the next question will come, which is the fastest animal in the world? And then of course Nischal or probably Vartika will say it is the cheetah. All right, cheetah is the fastest animal in the world. Then someone will ask you, which is the wisest animal in the world? And then Yashodhara will say it is the fox. They say fox is the wise. Be wise as a fox. So fox is the wisest animal. So now you've got the biggest animal in the world, you got the tallest animal in the world, you got the fastest animal in the world, and you've also got the wisest animal in the world. Where does all this leave the lion and the tiger? It's neither the tallest, it's neither the fastest, it's neither the wisest, but then you'll promptly say lion is the king of the jungle. Or tiger. For Indians also, tiger is a king of jungle, because many jungles only have tigers. They don't have lions in India. So we would say tiger or the lion is the king of the jungle. Now that leaves me thinking, why is lion or the tiger king of the jungle? Because it's neither the biggest, it's neither the tallest, it's neither the wisest, but it's still the king of the jungle, right? So then, why is lion or tiger the king of the jungle? Because it is courageous. It is extremely courageous. Why is it the king of the jungle? Because it's bold. Wherever it goes, it treads with boldness and confidence. Have you seen a tiger and a lion? It always walks with confidence, and that is exactly why it's the king of the jungle. And why is the lion the king of the jungle? Because it dares anything. It goes any place it feels like, and it will dare anything in the world. And why is there a king of the jungle? Because it's never afraid. A lion and a tiger are never afraid. They are fierce and they are fearless. Whatever they do it fearlessly and fiercely. And why? Because both of them think they are unstoppable. Nobody can stop a lion or a tiger in its tracks. And they are unstoppable. And whenever they get any opportunity, both of them, they never let it go by. They will grab, they will hunt, but they will never let an opportunity ever go by. And so, friends, what do you learn from this lion and tiger story which I've told you? What you learn for each one of you Rotaractors here. You don't have to be the best in the world. You don't have to be the wisest in the world. You don't have to be the most intelligent in the world. You don't have to be the most brilliant student in the world. You don't have to be the smartest in the world. All that each one of you here, tiger and lion, needs to be, or the tigress or the lioness, because there are girls here. So tiger, tigress, lion or the lioness, all you need is to have courage. Each one of you should lead your life with courage and the willingness to try something, willingness to go out there into the world and do something which is relevant to your lives, to make your lives better. So always have the courage to try, and that is why I always want each one of you to unleash the tiger and the lion within you, because the world out there is to be conquered. Go out there and conquer the world.
Thank you so much, sir. I had a lovely time interacting with you, and I'm sure the Rotaractors today have a lot to take. I would just like to sum up a few things that you've told us today, so that the Rotaractors make sure that they take this along with them. So the two secret mantras that we've learned from sir today is learn the art of giving and be sensitive to this community and every member of the society. The two projects that sir is looking forward for us to work on, the utmost priority is polio, and we've been constantly reminding to make donations for polio because we are this close. And the second one is environment, and in our different capacities of different countries, let us come up with projects that can serve the community. And also, like sir said, and as this year's theme said, look for opportunities and fly on your dreams. And sir has also told us about the opportunities that are open to us with the alliance with Toastmasters, which is very soon going to be formulated in all the clubs. It has already started. And the last one, the beautiful story that sir shared, it is that be courageous, be bold, and dare, and always move ahead. Thank you so much, sir. I am taking back a lot of information and knowledge today, and again, I'm highly honored and privileged to have this position to interact with you, to sit here, to gain, knowledge directly from you. So thank you so much once again for your time and being with us. I'm truly honored to be interacting with you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. I should be thanking you for giving me this opportunity. You know, every time I address Rotaractors, my age comes down by 5 years. So probably by end of this 1 month, I'm going to be 5 year old. All right. So have a great time. Enjoy yourself. Have a blast, and always learn to love people. Okay. Learn to love people. Please be there. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time. Okay.
Thank you.
I will be leaving, Manmeet. Okay, is that okay? I can leave the meeting. I've got another meeting to jump to. Okay. Yes, so take care. God bless you all. Godspeed. Have a great festival which you are having, and I see you've got many speakers coming in, and it's going to be a great learning experience for each one of you. So live your life. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
My fellow Rotaractors and non-Rotaractors, I'm sure you must have taken a lot of information and knowledge from this session today, and I hope you're making your notes. We also have a PDG from the Rotary District of Nigeria. Ma'am, I would please request you to come forward and share pearls of wisdom with our Rotaractors. Can somebody please put her, ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Aha.
Yeah, can somebody please put her on spotlight?
Good morning and regards from Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Indeed, it's been a very interesting time for me listening to Kamal. I mean, I've taken so much notes, written down so much, and it's as if I've just come out from a school. You must be a great, lucky set of people to have had the privilege of listening to Kamal this morning. And you know, as they will always say, we can all never stop learning. So I want to thank you Retractors for putting this together. I also want to thank my bai, that's what I call him, Dr. Nishka Pandey, for inviting me, and also my brother Surendra, who has been heading your polio outreach over there, for inviting me. They say I should share my, some of my experiences with you on what Nigeria did to end polio. But I want to put those experiences more on what Rotaractors also did and contributed to ensure that we achieved a polio-free Nigeria. Like you knew, some time ago, about almost like 6 years ago, 3 years ago really, we actually did achieve 3 years without polio. And just before we were to be certified, we had a polio outbreak and we had to go back to ground zero. And one of the things I did, because I was serving as End Polio Now Zone Coordinator for Region 21 Africa, what I had to do was to be in touch with my friends in India, Incredible India, to find out how they've managed to keep polio at zero. I had instances to talk with people like Nishkal, Surendra, Rajiv Sharma, even Trustee Chia, Gita, Asha, all my friends over there in India. I kept in touch with them, and even Rekha Shetty. What is it that Indians are doing to actually keep it at zero? I discovered that it wasn't just about contributing the money. Contributing the money was very okay, but we needed to keep the advocacy level very high. We needed not to be complacent. We needed to keep polio in the front burner. I noticed also that the only people who talked about ending polio were mostly Rotarians. I didn't get to hear Retractors talk about ending polio, and that became worrisome to me. Because if you understand the way this polio thing is, it has more to do with the younger generation. I mean, we're talking about immunizing ages between 0 and 5. So it bothered me that our own younger generation, and I'm talking about the Interact and the Rotaract, that they were seemingly not involved. So what I did in Nigeria as End Polio Now Zone Coordinator was to engage the district Rotaract representatives and some Rotaract officers that were not necessarily district Rotaract representatives, but they were passionate about the cause of polio. So I identified such people and got them involved. They became like contact people to other Rotaractors in different districts in Africa. And I say, please, hey guys, we need you to do this job. We need you to continue talking to people. We need you to continue advocating. And wait a minute, we need you to also start contributing. If you listen to Kamal when he spoke, he also encouraged everybody to contribute. Because the thing about donating to the Rotary Foundation or to the polio fund is that no amount is too little. I mean, by the past years, for every $1 donated through the polio fund, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation multiplies it by 2. So if you give $1, but the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation gives another 2, and it becomes 3. And for me, there's no other money magic. Like you give 1, it turns to 3. So what I had to do with the Rotaractors was to also encourage them in their own little way to start giving, no matter how little. Because I felt that if Rotaractors gave to polio, that the bigger Rotarians, the Rotarians who are already parents and grandparents, some of them are billionaires and millionaires, some of them are captains of industry and all that, some of them are opinion leaders in different countries. I felt that will enable us keep the tempo. Because imagine how a Rotarian will feel knowing that his child or grandchild who is a Rotaractor is given to polio, and him, be the father who indeed has the money, is not given. So I think it worked the magic. So I saw Rotaractors begin to come to the front runner. You see them in their M-Polio t-shirts. You see them adorning the M-Polio pin. You see them talking about it. And of course, you know they're very lively when it comes to the social medias. They're all over the social medias. So I saw them coming to the social media to tell people in all their frontiers, in their YouTube, in their Twitter, in their all social medias, in their all the social medias on Facebook, even on their WhatsApp groups and all that. In LinkedIn, Rotaractors went wild, and they were talking about polio. And the thing was, it was actually building tempo. So you saw Rotarians, you saw Rotaractors involved in giving to polio. You saw Rotaractors involved in talking to other people. Indeed, in the last batch, immediately we entered the pandemic, my heart caught. I said, we have not finished this race. We have not even achieved a polio-free Nigeria. And now the pandemic had come in. What do we do? So I also engaged Rotaractors again. I had meetings with them. And we said, okay, what we'll do is that now that we are having virtual meetings, we're going to start eating online. If you're conversant with the Susan Ree-led World Greatest Meal to End Polio. So what we now do is that when we have virtual meetings, we also keep a glass. You have water or you have tea cup with you, and you just take a tea. Oh, meanwhile, this is even an M polio cup. You take a glass of tea and you donate. You take a glass of water and you donate. Or you have some snacks with you. Even if it's an ordinary sweet you have, you leave the sweet and you donate. All we needed to do was to make sure that ending polio remained a priority to a lot of people. So even as we celebrate a polio-free Nigeria, you cannot talk about it without recording Rotaractors. Rotaractors are part of the history because especially in this last push, they gave it their best shot. They made sure they were in the forefront. They made sure they were advocating. A lot of them started giving money to the polio fund, becoming Paul Harris fellows. You see Rotaractors giving $1,000 to polio. You see them giving $400. You see them giving $500. You see them even giving $200, $150, $10. So that became like a tonic for Rotarians, because Rotarians were not just going to sit down there and watch Rotaractors take up this bit without having any record of what Rotarians are doing. So what am I trying to say? Rotary cannot go far without Rotaractors. They used to say that Rotaractors are the Rotary's best secret. It is no longer secret. It is now in the forefront that we can't go far without Rotaractors. You have the nerves, you have the spirit, you have the action, you have the innovation, you have the creativity. indeed, your brains don't sleep. When Rotractors are sleeping, their brains are more active. So you have more to even offer to the Rotary world. Some of the parents are, they are burdened by activities or paying children's school fees, running over their investments, making sure the nation is running. But Rotractors are in every minute. They're trying to innovate. They're trying to think of how to make the world a better place. So we can't do anything. We can't move far, even in the eradicating polio from the world. Because what we have achieved is a polio-free Nigeria. We've almost achieved a polio-free Africa because we are looking forward to a certification by August. But we still have a task in our hands. We still have Afghanistan and Pakistan to eradicate polio. And until polio is eradicated from the face of the earth, no child in Nigeria, not even a child in India, is free. So we need Rotractors to continue being in the forefront. And now that we've been asked that Rotary is going to create opportunities, you heard Kamal say it, the opportunities are in your hands. I love that last story he told. Indeed, I took also notes about them. That all you need to do is to strive to be the best in your own area. We are differently created, we are differently talented. You cannot be faster than me and slower than me at the same time. Sometimes you need a slow person to achieve a particular goal. Sometimes you need a fast person to achieve a particular goal. Sometimes you need a very tall person to get to the ceiling. Sometimes you need a very short person to get under and get very close to the ground. So all you needed to do as Rotary is creating opportunities is to find out your inner strength and unleash it. When I was governor, my tagline was unleash your passion, because I sincerely believe that each and every one of us is differently created. And there is something in me that is not in Nishkal, that is not in Surrender, that is not in Kamal. All you need to do is to be your best at every point in time. You may not have joined Rotaract to serve. Indeed, I was really excited to hear Kamal's very, very honest confession. A lot of us, even in Rotary, you join Rotary for another reason. I don't want to call it a wrong reason. Maybe you join for friendship, maybe you join for contact, maybe you join just to have fun. But I mean, when you sit into Rotaract, discover your passion. Channel whatever reason that brought you to Rotaract. Channel it to service. The world needs Rotary and Rotaract more than ever now. The pandemic has distorted the course of the world. Indeed, when people speak, they say that things will never be the same. I like that. I know that things will never be the same, but I'm not going to be looking at it from the positive side. I would rather want to concentrate on the opportunities rather than the threats. So as Rotractors, what I'm asking you to do is, in the course of this conference and beyond, please look inwards. Find what your inner strength is. Is it in polio eradication? Is it in environment? Is it in water sanitation? There must be something you're passionate about. God is a wonderful creator. So he has created all of us differently. Find that spot that you are passionate about and bring it to form in Rotary. Bring it as you serve. The thing is that even now, let me tell you a secret. Even Rotarians are looking up to Rotractors for inspiration. Oh yes, I can tell you that for free. They may not come out to announce it, but Rotarians are beginning to look for inspiration, to look for creativity, to look for innovation from Rotractors. So it is in your hands to actually help us find our feet. It is the other way, and over the past few years, they've tried to bridge the gap between Rotary and Rotractors. They've tried to elevate Rotary and elevate Rotaract to a level I do not even think we are by now. They're even elevating Rotaract a little bit higher than Rotary, because there's a lot of emphasis on Rotaract, knowing that Rotaract has a lot to offer. So as I begin to thank the organizers of this conference, I begin to thank the Rotarians who over the years in India have continued to support Rotaract, the likes of Surrender and my brother Nishkal. They have made sure that there are no gap between the Rotractors and Rotarians. As I continue to thank all of you, I want you not to be deterred by the pandemic. I want you to concentrate on the opportunities and not the threats of the pandemic. I want you to reach within and unleash the passion within you because you have so much to offer the world. As for polio, we are not yet done. I thank India for keeping it at zero over these years. Over 6 years, you've kept it at zero, but the world is not done. Rotary is not yet done with the eradication of polio until we eradicate it from Pakistan, from Afghanistan, and from indeed the end of the world. Our work is not yet done. So for the organizers, thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to my brothers and sisters in India. I love India. I was in India last year when I came to be the Rotary International President's representative at Indore. And after that, I became a guest of my brother Nishkal, Delhi, and I enjoyed my short but very adventurous trip in India. I was actually thinking of making another trip this year before the pandemic came. I enjoyed my trip to Taj Mahal and all the rest. But I do promise India, I'll be back. I'll be back because I have families in India and I look forward to physically being part of your program someday in India. Namaste, namaste, and thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your words of wisdom. And we look forward to host you again as soon as the pandemic ends. We are looking forward to have you in India with us again. I will make sure all those points that you've told us to work upon, we as a community come stronger and work to end polio to the best of our capacities. Thank you so much once again for being with us today.
Thank you.
We also have a Rotarian from Pakistan, Rotarian Qazi Fida Muhammad Memon. We welcome you. Thank you for being with us today. Also, we would like to give a special mention to Rotaract Clement, who's wearing a mask with us today. So this is one thing that he's very aware about the situation. So our Rotarian Nishal Pandey wanted to, specially talk about him that such self-awareness, even though we are virtual, such self-awareness is there. So we wanted to specially take his name. And also, since Sir is with us, the meeting cannot end without we having some pearls of wisdom from our very own Sir Rotarian Nishal Pandey, sir. So please speak to us for a little while.
Thank you so much, Manmeet. I mean, just amazing. I mean, you conducted so well. You summarized the things. Questions were just perfect for our RI director, Kamal Sanghvi. And my sister, Ajoma, she speaks from her heart. So I love speaking her always. I mean, I just try to listen her whenever she speaks, and she is full of love for me always. And you can see I'm having your certificate with me on my table always. So I would like to share few words from these two great speakers. As Kamal sir said that you can always take time for good things. It hardly matters how much busy you are. And in the morning, I tried to follow up your meeting after my ICU rounds, and I was driving and I was on your Zoom meeting, and then I went to see some of children who are in need of stationery, and it happened that I carried some biscuits for them, some packets. So I gave them, I ensured that what they need actually, and I asked them to study, not to see too much of television, and instructed them, and came back, and I will go back again with the stationery. And we are doing our surgeries, and we are trying to reach more children with heart defects to save their lives. So being Rotractor is a very crucial part of your life, where you have to be part of your social journey and your professional journey as well. But let me tell you, even if you spare a decimal part of your entire day, you can do miracles, and miracles still happen. I can ensure you, even with your small help, you can make a big difference in someone's life, even if you give a pencil or a notebook to a child, and you will see the difference we can make. So big opportunity for Rotractors, and you people are always so sincere and smart as compared to our time when we were in Interact or Rotract. And as PDG Ajoma Pearl said that our fight is not yet over. And I'm very happy that your conference theme is about end polio, and even a small contribution will make a big difference, and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation will match your contribution, and your physical participation again will be as equally important as you contribute. So let's not loosen our fight with this deadly disease, and we are very close, and I'm sure that we will be able to make it go away from this globe very shortly, as the hard work pays always. Like my sister's place, Nigeria, it has become become polio free from world map now, and they will be certified in next month, I'm sure. So keep the good work doing, and you can very well guess that from both speakers listening, that Rotractors are a force to reckon with for Rotary International, and you people cannot be neglected, as I say time and again. Just you have to ensure that you reach to your potential, you reach to your goals, you try to see community around you with a very sensitive eyes, as Kamal sir said, and try to help them and make a big difference with your small efforts. Because when I started this pediatric cardiac surgery program, I was in Rotaract, and I had no finances available. I started it with my first salary, and now it's a worldwide program we have. Rotary clubs across the globe, they are doing it uh, in their main projects. So even if you start a small thing, education will again be a very important area in times to come, when we eradicate polio, or even along with polio. And Rotractors cannot be matched by Rotarians in this area. So I would love to listen from our vibrant Rotractors a concrete program about education or literacy they plan for next 4 to 5 years. And I'm telling you that this will give you a very good standing in Rotary International. So start something with literacy also, and keep looking for opportunities around you, whether it's your professional thing or whether it's your service projects. You will find a lot of things to do again with your observations. So I'm very happy that my sister PDG Ajoma, you could make it at a very short notice, and maybe we would like to see you in between also, because tomorrow our trustee Brenda will be there. So
I
we
will.
would love to have you as well. So thank you,
I will.
Manmeet, and thank you, the organizing team, for giving me opportunity to speak as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And like sir mentioned, our utmost goal is polio. I would again like to remind you that every contribution makes a difference. Please contribute wholeheartedly. I would request Rotractor Pratyush to please play the polio video.
We are this close.
We are this close to making history.
This close. Of unwanting to making history.
This close to changing the world.
This close.
We are this close. This close.
We are this close to making history.
We're this close to ending polio. To making sure no child suffers from this crippling disease ever again. All we need is you.
You will again find the donation details in the chat box, or you can visit the club website for more details. But remember, please donate wholeheartedly, because we are this close. And I would now like to request Rotractor Ridhima to please present the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is an honor for me to express my gratitude to one and all present here. I, Rotaractor Ridhima Purwar, on behalf of the Rotaract Club of Noida Youth, would like to extend our heartiest thanks to all our patrons, District Governor Rotarian Alok Gupta, RID 3012, past District Governor Rotarian Nancy Babi, RID 7730, past President Rotarian Surendra Mishra, RID 3012, past President Rotarian Dr. Nishal Pandey of Rotary E-Club of Connect, RID 3012, for being our constant support and our guiding light. Now, I would like to thank our ID Rotarian Kamal Sanghvi, who spared time from his busy schedule and enlightened us all through his experiences and stories. PGD Ijumapal, thank you for joining us today and sharing your experiences with us on such a short notice. We would also like to present a token of appreciation from our side. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. Further, I would like to express my gratitude to our Master of Conference for this session, Rotractor Manmeet, for her efforts towards carrying this session so smoothly. I would like to thank the project chair of this 3-day conference, Rotractor Kumar Karan, for his exceptional guidance and support, and also our organizing committee, without whom this conference would not have been possible. In the end, my heartfelt thanks to all the attendees for joining this session. It was a great pleasure to host you this afternoon. So with this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you all for joining and see you at 6 p.m.